Prepare to die. Prepare to die.
Welcome back. Eternal Dragon here with a brand new build using the brand new class Blightcaller. I present to you Skeletal Barrage. This is a really fun new build that I had a ton of fun putting together. I've been looking for a way to use these gun damage pixies with Sporesplosion, and folks, we found it. So, along with that, we got some frying pan action just to give us a little bit of reflect. And a couple extra poison damage guns that are also really fun to use on the build, but mostly we're focusing on throwing a ton of pixies and then using these to proc Sporesplosion and also to crit a ton and proc Geist in the Shell over and over. We actually get an absolutely crazy amount of procs of Geist in the Shell, and these things start coming out dealing hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of damage if you can get them to crit really hard. I have seen 5 million damage crit coming off of this gun just by firing it at Parasite. So other than that on the build, because this is just our main focus for the guns here, we are going to be using a body rune. Now the fire on this is going to be proccing this skill over here, Burnt Offering. And now I know we are going to be using Bog Down to increase all of our cryo damage, but this proccing actually does still increase our gun damage. That's what we're really looking for. So the fire damage itself is not anything that we're too worried about. We're actually using it just to increase our gun damage. So back over here on this side, you'll see we have one of the new armors. This is a Mosquito's Mantle. It is super duper cool. We got this one with 2 to Toxicity on it, and that's a brand new skill as well over in Blightcaller. You see it down here. And this one's fantastic, increasing your critical hit damage and your companion damage and your action skill cooldown rate each time you apply a poison status effect, and we are going to be doing that lots. This can stack 3 times. For rings, we went for the most gun damage that we can get. We've got some action skill cooldown rate on this one with a double roll Primordial Shark's-Bane gun damage here. And this one with companion critical hit damage. Now we are using guns that do count as companions as well when we throw them out. So a little bit of extra companion crit damage is really good. And of course the companion critical hit chance there actually giving us a huge chance to proc Geist in the Shell here. Now for our spell we are using a Buffmeister. You could of course use a Sigil here as well, anything just to up your damage. I am using this one because this is the best that I could get in the slot, just because it does have the 2 spell charges on it. And with the Mosquito here, you'll see on kill, we are going to have 2.8% spell cooldown rate for each crossbolt stuck in the target. 30% chance on critical hit to be applying crossbolts to the target, so you actually get your spells back crazy fast using this. And then of course with the poison here on the Buffmeister, being able to apply it directly to the Deodand or the Knickknack, even though they are cryo, therefore bringing their poison damage all the way up with our skills. Now of course we are using Sporesplosion on these two as our main enchant. Over here we are increasing our damage 20% with action skill start. That's every time we fire the Barrage, and of course we're going to be doing that all the time because we want to trigger that. Over here action skill start as well on the Barrage, gun damage 40%. And then on spell cast, we're increasing gun damage by another 30% every time we cast the Buffmeister. So each time we cast this, we're also getting even more gun damage here in the amulet slot. I have a Poison Spore Warden. I really wanted to get this with the Blightcaller. But you know, out of all the ones that we could get, and I've included some pretty fun amulets here on the build, the one that is currently equipped is the best for damage. But you can farm up something else. Something like this in an Ascended would be just perfect. So that's it for the gear here. Let's take a look at the skills. We are going to be using Barrage as our action skill, and that is so that we can constantly keep re-triggering Sporesplosion. That is going to be giving us a ton of extra damage. Over here in these skills, we're going to be, of course, a little bit of action skill cooldown rate here and max out our gun damage. We also want a very high gun crit chance so that we can get the best possible chance of delivering Geist in the Shell ourselves as well. And ability damage here, which is actually pumping up this, and which will be getting pumped up by this as well. Of course, we want Medicinal Mushroom, get us back up off the ground, and Companion damage being buffed when we do gun critical hits. This will also apply back to the guns that we are using. So again, every time we critical hit, we are going to be buffing our companion damage here as well. And then we have Wrath of Nature, increasing our damage overall by 30% anytime we deal ability damage. And we will be dealing ability damage here. And so, over here, you'll see that this also does ability damage. So we will find that Wrath of Nature is procced basically at all times. So over on this side, of course, Geist in the Shell, absolutely fantastic new skill. I've been having a ton of fun with this. you will feel like you are shooting a soul render, basically, with whatever gun that you are shooting, as long as you're hitting your critical hits. And with the companions, the way we've got this set up, you'll find that even when you're not shooting, you are spraying skulls out of yourself, which is just super duper fun. Here we have Active Decay, increasing all of our poison damage by 24%. Why not? That's just fantastic with all the poison damage we're doing. And then here, the fuller your ward, the greater the damage bonus. So we have a 30% when ward is full. And you'll note that your ward is actually full a lot of the time with this build, as you don't get hit all that often if you stay back. And this is a great build that you can stay back with. I'm sure you noticed in the introduction, I was staying back a little bit, and that maximizes the damage that your pixies can really do for you. As if you get really up close with your pixies, you'll find that they're less accurate than actually if you stay back a little bit. And that's something that I've found through a lot of gameplay. Here we have Bogged Down. Oh my goodness, we can soak people just by applying a poison status damage effect. We'll be doing that constantly. Everything will be soaked, and with our main gun being Frost, it'll be taking a ton of extra damage. Here we have the 3 out of 3 into Burnt Offering. That's just to crank up the gun damage even more. Spell cooldown rate here. Fun little side bonus. And 1 out of 3 in Frostbite. That is of course just to trigger our critical chance a little bit higher. Got the 1 extra point here, and we needed it to move down, so I thought why not an extra crit chance for everything that we're doing up here to trigger Geist in the Shell. And finally we have 3 out of 3 in Toxicity. 2 is coming off of the class mod. And again, you see, this is just a fantastic new skill. I tried running this at 5 out of 3, but really, with 3 here and 3 here, I find that you're getting the best overall possible bonus when you put them together. Now, we did not take a capstone on either side, but that is okay. As you saw, we can just crush everything in the game like this. And, you know, this kind of a setup allows you to really feel everything that's going on with the lower ends of the skill trees, without just having to try to rely on the top end of a skill tree's capstone to make your build. So we'll take a quick look here at my hero points. We maxed out critical hit damage, we maxed out critical hit chance, dropped a few points into skill cooldown, because why not, and then the rest over here into spell cooldown. I think it was just 3 points there. And of course these are going to be refreshed quite a lot by what we're doing over in our skill trees and with our armor. Finally showing the myth rank, I'm at 755 right now. Man, I'm loving this game. So that's it for Skeletal Barrage. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what I should do next, folks. I am looking to move forward here on YouTube. What do you want to see next on the channel? Give me a heads up down in the comments. Until then, can't wait to see you guys over on Twitch where I play live. And happy gaming.
In a stolen car, I fucked up so bad.